Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your hosts, David Selby, Andy Horton, and Savannah Smith.
Welcome to the CWC Podcast, your home for news, rumors, and interviews around the sport of chuckwagon racing. I'm your host, David Selby, and I'm joined by my co-host, Savannah Smith. Today is going to be a slightly shorter show, but I'm excited for it because we're going to chat about the productions that we're working on, which is very exciting. The Great Wagon Race, Season 3, Building Spain, the other TV series we're working on, and the final DVD ever for the Clinton National Championship Chuckwagon races. It's a lot.
Wait,
later in the show.
The final?
It's the last
just
one.
Brushed over that. Way to bury the lead.
Oh, we're going to go there. We're going to spend more time on it. Later in the show, though, we're going to go and we're going to give a deep recap. Basically, we're just going to read off the recap from this last week at the benefit down there at Dardanelle, Arkansas. It was the Branded by Christ race, and we're going to touch on that stuff, read some results, and give a little bit of commentary. So it's all coming up on the CWC Podcast.
Right on.
All right. So how are you? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. So much better now that I have a vehicle again. And I am loving the gloomy weather. I think there's something really cathartic about an overcast day, you know, when you're not trying to plan a wagon race.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. I know this last weekend was, let's see, I was gone for the last 2 days of the week, basically. Actually, like halfway through the week last week, I was down in Branson shooting headshots. And then you messaged me, was it on Thursday? And you were like, my car broke down.
I want to say it was Wednesday.
Okay.
I really think it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you were like, my car broke down. And I was like, oh man, not.
I need a ride. But I convinced the Nevada Police Department to give me a ride home. I got scolded because they are not a taxi service. But I was like, look, it's either this or I'm walking home with all these monitors. And someone looked at me like I was lunch when I walked back up here. So I'm not a fan.
Hey, so you just have to ask those police officers, are you going to do this or not?
Yeah, I was like,
not paying you.
He was like, do you want me to walk home and get a call later? I don't feel safe. So can I have a ride?
That's how you do it, ladies.
Yes. They did make me ride in the back. I was like, this is such a novelty. I've never been in the back of a cop car.
It sounds like something you should try a good night out on the town sometime. Call the police and be like, I don't feel safe driving home. Can you give me a ride?
No, I don't know about that. I only did that because, you know, you and your wife are the two people that I know here in Nevada. So,
well, once you teach Badger how to drive, you'll be good.
We'll be golden.
So yeah, it's been a busy last week. It really, I feel like all messed up on my days because I had that shoot like during the week, and then and then the weekend comes on. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm at home. And I can, like, do something on a Saturday that's not, like, I'm not shooting something, I'm not working. Mm-hmm. And Miranda has had this thing scheduled for quite a while. It's called a trailer park tragedy. And it's like a dress-up party kind of thing where you and a bunch of friends, you all are assigned different roles at this, like, get-together. And you play a different part in this murder mystery, and you are prompted with like a little packet, like a README, and so you show up with so much information about your character, like enough that you can kind of dress the part, and then you walk in and you're given more information, and there's like in this one at least, there was like halfway through the party, the murder happens, and so like the host of the thing, she kind of knows more about what's going on, but she's playing a role as well, and you gather as much information you can from the different people. And the other thing that's cool about it is you get fake money. And so the three things that you can basically win is you can win the best costume, you can win the best character, like you're really in character and you sell it, and then you can win richest redneck in this particular one. And so that means you are able to leverage the funds part of it and like either make money or move money or whatever. And so anyways, I was Wyatt Barley, which means my character description was that I just got out of jail from serving 2 years for like a felony for like shoplifting or stealing from the the grocery mart that I worked at prior to that. Turns out that conviction was like false. I was falsely accused. Something got pinned on me because the people that worked at the grocery mart had been moving drugs. And so
They got
anyways,
into it.
oh yeah, it's like everybody's in character, and it was so bizarre because like everybody just kind of moves in and then everybody's like, I'm gonna act like this, and then you get like one guy that's really in character and he kind of sets the tone. And so everybody's like just working it, and it kind of goes from being really awkward to like everybody's really trying. And
That sounds so fun.
and you kind of know like a quick background on who people are. Like Miranda was Sugar Plum, which she Sugar Plum in kind of a dirty way, I'm going to be honest with you, she was playing the part of kind of the gal who works nights, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
And yeah, so it was hilarious, honestly. This whole thing was hilarious. And I'm Wyatt Barley, who's like newly fallen in love with that character, just happens to be my wife.
perfectly fitting.
And I just think she works really hard at night, like her second job. And so I have to play that part of telling everybody how much I admire her work ethic and everything. And this is terrible for this podcast, I know, but it was really fun, and I recommend it. Go look up the Trailer Park Tragedy game or whatever, and you can see, like, I think it's all free. So anyways, I ended up winning Richest Redneck because I kind of figured out that I could just basically go up to people and like lie to them about like I need to have money or whatever, and I live with my mom in her trailer and I can't afford to buy information from anybody, so I just need $50. So anyways, I ended the thing with the most money, and everybody was like really taken aback by that because I lied to them all. But I had fun, and I think Miranda had fun because she won the best costume. And
I love it.
you don't get to see pictures of that costume unless you're friends to me on Facebook. So
what you're saying is your crew took home 2 wins this
We did.
weekend of your own
We did.
kind.
yes, and the guy that took home the best actor or whatever, he was just so happens to be, he is an actual actor, and for video, for film. And so I thought that was kind of funny.
That's pretty cool.
But he really played it up. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. It was nice to have a weekend at home and just kind of soak it up a little bit. Try not to think about work too much for a little bit. So Monday morning, I like hit the ground running. I'm like, I got to go shoot a wedding. So drive an hour and a half to Springfield, shoot a wedding, come home, and now it's Tuesday. We're shooting this on Tuesday. But all that said, if you want to hear a lot more about what we have going on in our lives, watch this show, watch it on the Chuckwagon channel, subscribe, relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com, relive every race from championship weekend, which we have now got all but the Sunday races up. We're working on those. And you also have a lot of races from years past, a lot of the old DVDs from years past from Clinton, a lot of these races that we go around the association and these outlaw races, we put them all on there. A lot of good stuff to see there on the Chuckwagon channel. So make sure you subscribe for $11 a month or $99 a year at a 25% discount. With that said, let's move right into it. Chuckwagon Channel Productions. A lot of people ask me, what are you doing at the Chuckwagon channel? Do you just go and like film races and put them on there? And I tell them it's a little more complicated than that. We have races that we cover, yes, but we also do promotional videos that we provide to these races or for these races or for the events that are coming up. We have our podcast. We're always trying to keep a good stream of social media content rolling out. But we also have some pretty big projects that we're doing in the background all the time that really aren't probably outwardly being broadcast as much because these are big projects that are kind of they're separate projects in a way from what we're putting out there on the day-to-day. So, yeah. So, and then we just have our daily roles, right? So for me, I guess let's start here. So Savannah, talk about the role that you normally have, like on a day-to-day. What is a day in the life of like for Savannah at the Chuckwagon channel?
So, right now, being kind of towards the back of the season, we're not traveling near as much. So once we have our race edits aside and, online for everybody, it comes to optimizing our internal systems and then finding a way to use all this content in a way that brings value to you guys, our audience. So right now, that looks like being able to divert more attention to social media, which I get super excited about. I am a storyteller by heart, so I may not be the world's best on the editing side, but I love creating things that make you guys feel something, make me feel something. I think I watched the classic slow-mo video about 50 times. So when we look at our analytics, I'm going to have skewed them a bit. But just things like that give me, a warm, fuzzy feeling. And so yeah, I am very excited that we have been able to get more stuff out on social media, especially this last month. Andy Horton really, really helped us by creating some cool stuff right out of Clinton. And that just really got the ball rolling for us. And yeah, I'm excited to put more stuff out. And I would be really interested to know what you guys would like to see. We know what makes us engaged and interested, but you're our crowd. What do you want to see?
Yeah. It's like everything you just said is a total understatement. Like the impact that time, bandwidth, attention, creative freedom, what that can do for like a social media post, like just a video that goes out there, like just getting that right song with it, getting that right tempo, having the right clips or a clip. Those things actually do take time, and we usually are posting them across multiple platforms, and we're trying to conform to the standards that that are the best for that platform. You just think about a Facebook video versus a TikTok video versus an Instagram video, and then you can go beyond that. If you want to go to YouTube or YouTube Shorts, and even LinkedIn, on the far end of the spectrum of where we're getting to. But yeah, that's stuff that Savannah is a pro on, and she has to spend a lot of time doing those things at a high level. And we don't always get it right the first time, like sometimes she sends me something or we bounce an idea off each other and that isn't it's not the first iteration of something that you're seeing, sometimes it's several iterations. So yeah, I've been really, really proud to see what kind of the added attention has been to social media lately because of bandwidth. We have just been so just heads down, just working hard most this year since we started the race season, just trying to keep up. There's even stuff that I'm like, man, I wish we were still doing the race recaps at the level we did on the first couple of races. But that's just, we've kind of found out what we have the bandwidth to do this year. And we've kind of conformed those or reconformed them to be something that fits more into our show. And we know our audience pretty well. We know who our general dedicated audiences, and so we've kind of had to adapt and do different things throughout the year. But man, like since we got done with Clinton, and then Andy pushing those reels, pushing those clips over, and then kind of getting some momentum going on social media, I think that's been awesome. I think you've been killing it. I think that we've seen a lot more engagement from everybody in the Chuckwagon racing community, which that's a Clinton thing too. I think that people are just so on fire for racing. Right after we get done with Clinton, it's just the granddaddy of them all. It really is. It really, really is. So
something I've especially loved is seeing comments and other people outside of our nuclear Chuckwagon community engaging with our content or asking questions or just commenting on the horsemanship of some of these people. I've seen 2 separate comments talking about riders without stirrups and just how impressed they are. Which, for us, it's very impressive, but we see that more than, maybe some other horse disciplines do, but it is so cool. I'm a firm believer of the relevance of Chuckwagon racing and just how cool it is. So I get that warm, fuzzy feeling when more people are joining our circle.
Yeah, no, it's been good. And we've seen numbers going up, and that's pretty exciting for us. We do so many things that maybe aren't always outwardly being seen, and whenever you get to put something small out there that performs at a really high level, and you just see new people coming in, you see the the likes, and you see the engagement, you see the reach on these things, and you see just those interactions in the comment thread, where you see people actually that we've never heard of them, we don't know their name, and it's a stranger, and they're taking a liking to what we're doing. It just reaffirms that what we're doing is going in the right direction. So that's been pretty cool, and we plan on doing more of that. And I guess I'll just jump in and say, like, the stuff that my day to day is kind of chaotic. You know, if I'm not talking to Savannah, I'm probably talking to Raylyn, who's been shooting for us a ton lately. I guess I should just go right into saying, like, we're kind of working on these bigger projects all the time in the background. And so a lot of my Chuckwagon channel attention has been on these big projects lately. And so, like, the whole year we've been working on Building Spain, which is the documentary that kind of chronicles the growth of the goat ranch where they have the Baker Spain Stampede. And they're about to have Party in the Pasture next weekend, same weekend that Dapple gets married. And so what do? Well, I'm going to go shoot her wedding. But the day before that, I'm going to be shooting for Building Spain. The day after her wedding, I'm going to be back up here shooting for Building Spain. And we have a crew, like we have people that are pretty regular to what we're doing as well. I mean, Andy's not here to speak for himself, but Andy's always sending us a message, in a thread that's, his latest thing that he's done, that he bought a new drone.
New tech grab. This is going to help us do this.
And so, like, I don't want to, like, forget about Andy and what he's doing on the day-to-day. I mean, he's got to work day-to-day, like, to keep paying the bills. He's going and he's shooting these events, and he's not here today because he's on, like, a work vacation.
He's in the mountains in Washington. Where we all want to be. In the mountains.
If you go look at his Facebook, you'll know. He'll know. But yeah, Andy's always pushing the envelope, even when we don't have something that, I mean, he does a lot of stuff on his own. I mean, he pushes the boundaries of what we can do on his own time. I love that. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, hey, I'm working on something directly with Savannah, whether that's the show, whether that's us getting something organized or planned for the future. Gosh, I guess that there's different things that come with just like owning the business too, but
I was going to say, I feel like you're kind of downplaying yourself here and all
payroll, man, taxes and payroll,
I mean, for those of you that, I'm sure you guys all know by now, it's, we are the two, like, every day, Monday through Friday, we are here clocked in for the Chuckwagon channel. But, this is my one job. And then everything else I do is just fun extras. David, this is one of 3 jobs that Dad, Selby Films, Chuckwagon Channel. And then within the Chuckwagon Channel alone,
I have to be a husband too. Okay, that's hard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So his 9 to 5 is not only managing 2 businesses from an operational standpoint, like, just bare bones, running the business, making sure you're able to make payroll, you have funds to do that, and also getting new business. And then niche it down to just the Chuckwagon channel. We're creating the 2 series, a reality series and a docu-series.
Yes.
But all of that still needs to be scripted and conceptualized, and every single episode is a mini project within itself. So when you start listing out all the things and how much time each component takes, it's wild. You guys don't get to see this from the perspective that we do, but it is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah, and really, I guess where I was really trying to trend there was like to just hit on the 2 big. I mean, what I see as my 2 biggest projects this year, from a production standpoint, it really is Building Spain, and then obviously we are working on the 3rd season of the Great Wagon Race, and juggling, like, it was one thing to do that the last 2 years and juggle the races and juggle all those other things. This year we're juggling 2 productions, but they're not the same either. There's definitely stuff about the 2 that complement each other, which is awesome. I love that, because if one succeeds, it helps the other, in my opinion. But like Building Spain, we've figured out, honestly, as we've gone along, how much more of a reality show that is, and that has come with a lot of learning. It's come with some caveats, like some drawbacks, if you will, because it's like, man, we really were maybe we were being more documentary style or talking heads, and just talking heads and B-roll documentary. Well, we want to go live in those moments more often, because we've probably, between myself and Raylyn, who has shot the national championships the last 2 or 3 years, 3 years.
I think so.
Yeah, she's been there for each season of the Great Wagon Race. She lives in Southwest Missouri, and so she's able to commute to the Goat Ranch, Baker Spain Stampede Ranch, And between the two of us and Baker Spain Stampede and the crew and everything, I mean, we've got over 50 days of footage there. So you just think about how much footage that is, how much shooting that is. You know, we probably didn't know going into this year how many days we would actually film on this thing, and then still feel like we got to go do more. You know, that's the thing that I think we're learning from reality, is that you could shoot all the time and you're not going to get everything because it's the reality. But we're learning to try and condense and plan better and prepare, you know, like, what are we going to actually shoot today and how do we want to go about that? And so a lot of the shooting has really been on Raylan and myself lately. When we were at Baker Spain Stampede, Savannah was running around. She was shooting.
Shaker with my head cut off.
Yeah, and it was honestly, I was talking about how these two productions complement each other. You know, having you already working with Desperados, knowing what we had coming up, was a great compliment to where we were going with this other show, with the Great Wagon Race. So yeah, it's been a heck of an experience. It's been a lot of work. It's been really hard. It's been stressful, you know, all those things. But also, I'm so grateful for like the true like production experience that we're all getting this year by doing these things. And so really, you've got that Baker Spain, Building Spain production, and now everything since the end of June has really been geared towards season 2. And that's a crazy thing because we don't even know what's going to happen completely with season 1 yet. So it's just, it's like, hey, are we going to like hang this up and not keep working on, like, if it's reality, then it didn't end. It keeps going, right? So
the reality is, you know, we can't somebody has got to be on the ground at least bare minimum one day every week, or you've missed something pivotal. Which I think is what I was kind of leaning towards when I asked to elaborate on what that looks like. A lot of you guys may not know. Like, you know, for the Great Wagon Race, we have that one full week that we get to film the bulk of our material. And then, you know, take into consideration the extra little travel days here and there throughout the year that David does to kind of bolster the footage that he gets. But for Building Spain, with it being a reality series, what does ongoing translate on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, ongoing is like, hey, what are the big projects? What are the big projects they're trying to get done by this date or by this event? Like Party in the Pasture, it's October 4th. It's next weekend. So we want to follow through on certain story points that we know, even though we're still kind of caught up. We're still caught up in season 1, trying to finish those things off. You know, we have to be thinking at least, let's just keep capturing for season 2 and try to have some kind of wireframe around what these story pieces are. So for us, you know, a lot of that builds towards Party in the Pasture right now. There's probably going to be some serious downtime after Party in the Pasture, on the filming at least. It'll probably be a little bit more scattered out. But there's a lot of pressure right now to get through that next big event, because those are the 2 big events of the year. And so that's kind of what that looks like. And then juggling things as we kind of round out with the really heavy production part of Building Spain. Now we're already started on the post-production part of Great Wagon Race. And those are not things that you and I are spending all of our extra time doing. We have an editor. That's Alicia. She was at the national championships this year, and she was manning the switcher. She was organizing all of our footage. She is awesome. She's from Minnesota, or I say she's from Minnesota. She lived in Kansas City prior to moving to Minnesota, and she is, she's a godsend. She's awesome. Alicia is wonderful, and she's our main editor for Building Spain and the Great Wagon Race, and she does things at such a high level. She has a little bit of help as well. She has some assistants that she's been working with, and we're trying to grow. We're trying to scale, you know, a little bit all the time. And so that's kind of what things look like, you know. And then, yeah, sure enough, we've got the last DVD for the national championship Chuckwagon races that we are going to have produced and distributed ahead of Christmas this year. And some of the stuff that's there kind of hinges on us getting some certain preliminary stuff done for Great Wagon Race, because they're utilizing a lot of the same content, or at least we're pulling out of the same cloud of content, if you will, to make that DVD. And those of you that have had the DVD before, you kind of know that the format there is to hit on, like everybody needs to have their race in there from one day. And then we have these in-betweens, and we have these highlight segments from roping and bronc fanning and bull riding and the kids and the youth, things like that. So even though that's the most familiar production to us, because we've seen it so many times, we know what it is. It's also just one of those things that you have to plan and provide yourself that bandwidth. And I know Savannah and I will both work on that a lot as we go towards the holidays. And so it'll actually be, I guess, really your first real-time editing on the DVD very directly, like we are going to have you do this year, but it'll be the last one. And so you'll have that forever to hold near and dear.
Oh, yes. And also, don't be too sad, guys. I mean, how many of you realistically have a DVD player at your house that works? I'm not talking about the one in the closet or the one tucked in a cabinet that's not been used in years. Yeah. One that actually works.
Yep. We still rock one in our van all the time because we're kids and we have an old van. So,
do they have one of the pull down little kid TVs?
Yeah.
Go on a nostalgic flashback.
Yeah, we have, our minivan is, it's really loaded for being a 2010 model. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And, those are 3 really big productions to us. And maybe one of these days we'll be like, oh, that's nothing. Hopefully we do think of it that way. One of these days that we'll just grow to the point that we have such a great team that we're juggling more productions and that's just part of it. So that's a little bit of insight into what we've been doing. And feel free, if you got questions about those productions, please ask below. We know that the Cowboy Channel has been a place. It's been kind of a place that we eyeball as being a great audience place for these productions. However, Great Wagon Race, we like that idea. We know we've experienced that. We've seen success there with it being received really well there. With Building Spain, we still don't know where that lands. It's a little bit different format, obviously, different kind of show. And we just don't know where that will land. We've talked about how we like the audience of the Cowboy Channel. I mean, it makes sense to go there, but we have to have those conversations with those people and get to the right agreement to make it happen. So stay tuned, and we'll see what happens. And we just don't know how that will pan out yet. And then, obviously, for the DVD, that will go out on a DVD to you guys. For everybody that's pre-ordered it, if you haven't, get over to the chuckwagonraces.com and order that from the Oaks. It's the last chance you're going to get. And then we will, from here on out, you will always see that content that would be the DVD. That content will be on the Chuckwagon channel. And we're very blessed to be the home for that content. And that is, a big thanks to Dan and Peggy for trusting us to host that content. That's something I'm extremely passionate about, very proud of. So let's move on here. So news and notes section here, and let's jump into the Branded by Christ Chuckwagon race. They had it down there at Dardanelle, Arkansas this last weekend, and got some direct feedback from Janet Priscilla. She's kind of been my main contact, as I know she's involved with that race at a high level. I say Janet Priscilla. She's going to be Janet Priscilla Peaches here pretty soon, right?
I didn't know that was going to be her new last name.
Yeah. Yep.
I love it. I'm going to have to take her Peaches to every wagon race that they're in season next year.
Yes. Janet Priscilla
Be
Peaches.
ready. I hope you like Peaches. So I'm bringing.
Beautiful husband, Matt. So Janet said they had 40 teams, including 6 buckboard and 6 classic, which that's a great turnout for any of these, honestly, any of these races. 4 of the teams were youth, and the competition was really good. She said there were some nail biters. There was some really, really good stuff. Good turnout, great teams, great people, great flag presentation. Thanks to Linda Bailey. Also, about to change that last name unless she wants to stay Linda Bailey. I don't know. I respect all your decisions, but I'll be shooting their wedding this weekend, Linda Bailey and Trip Mobley. So
Congratulations, guys.
Bailey-Mobley. Linda Mobley. Love it. Actually, yeah, we should be like celebrating for them today because this is the show before. This is what we should have been talking about this the whole time.
How did you let this slip under the radar?
Yeah, I blew it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. We're talking about it now. Congratulations. We're so happy for you.
We'll just be here reminiscing next week, and we'll have the photos to show too. So shooting photos for those guys. Excited to be down there for their wedding.
Oh, Linda, I have a styled photo shoot with your name on it. It has been living in my dreams and on my Pinterest board. Please reach out. We need to get it on the calendar. Maybe after the nuptials have passed, but
you'll have to schedule that in the future with Linda Mobley.
Linda Mobley.
We want to talk a little bit here about a unfortunate piece of this weekend's race. And I know, Savannah, you've kind of been speaking back and forth with them. I might just kind of let you talk here and then I'll jump in.
Okay, yeah. So over the weekend, Summer, the Lees, Courtney and Jordan Lee, their horse competed at the Branded by Christ wagon race in Dardanelle. And she had a rough patch on that last turn and ended up going down, both her and Jordan, and she broke her front right leg. So for this, for us livestock people, we know just how devastating a broken leg can be. And sadly, this was no exception. She was laid to rest with heavy hearts. Jordan said what really meant the most to him was that she gave everything she had, bringing home countless buckles and checks, but most importantly, she gave us her trust, her spirit, and love. And then he goes to say, "Run free, sweet girl. You gave us your all, and we'll carry your spirit always." And then you said that you talked a little bit to Jana.
Yep.
What did she have to say on that end?
Yep, she said that on Sunday's race, and I believe that the accident happened in the big horse rubber tire on I think it was the first race.
Yes, I believe so too.
Yeah, and so Jana said that Sunday they came back around and they hung Summer's bridle in the back of the wagon so that she could make a final run with that team. And Jordan ended up hanging her boots and bridle on the wagon. And I know that they had posted some photos. We may share those here. And he rode in the wagon with Chris Moss in honor of Summer. It was her last ride. So I just want to.
It's making me tear up. I didn't think I was going to tear up, but I am. It's just so sad because they're not just, they're not just pasture ornaments or something that you get to ride around for fun. They're teammates, they're your partners, and they're your family. And it is very heartbreaking to see them leave us unexpectedly.
Well, we want to extend our condolences, and we want to send love, send prayers, send good thoughts and good vibes to those guys. That stuff's tough. It's really tough, and it sucks. So
and they've not been the only competitors this season to lose an animal. If I remember right, Derek Hands lost a pony at 11 Point, possibly, or maybe Rat's Race, and then I know the Wilbanks lost a pony that they've cared deeply about and had for many years at Clinton. So our hearts and prayers go out with you guys. That is rough. It's very rough.
Yep, and yeah, we know it's a part of our sport. We know it's these things happen. But all the same, we want to take that time and just acknowledge everybody, acknowledge those animals, those athletes, and just know that we're thinking about you guys. Let's get into some results here. And
all right, pick up the mood just a little bit.
Yeah, let's just hit it here. So, in the big horse rubber tire where it kicks off, there were no qualified times, and so that actually wasn't listed for us. But in the 46-inch pony division, second place Western Junkies 56.19, and first place Out of Nowhere with a 51.09, and Out of Nowhere comes out of nowhere. Taking home that win in the 46-inch pony.
And then it looks like David Darter of D&D Farms takes home the win for 52-inch ponies, running 53 seconds, 0.97.
52-inch mules, first place. It's Bob's Babies, Carlene there in that 52-inch mules. I think that was the only team that ran, so congrats, guys.
Buckboard, we've got two placeholders. We've got T&D Farms placing second with a 53.14, and then Jennifer Whitlow from Gets It Done with a 50.39, taking first place.
Big mules, it's Bob's Babies running, I believe, a minute and 13.72 there.
Guys, how did you get your name? I want to know.
Bob's Babies.
How did that come about?
It's got something to do with what about Bob and Mr. Bob? I know it has something to do with him.
So is Carlene and Brad the babies, or is it the mules?
I feel like I should know that after we just shot like this whole thing on big mules, but it escapes me right now today.
Fair.
It's probably literally in the footage from what we just shot.
Well, moving on down to classics. In third place, we have Fancy Outlaws running a minute 17.84. Second place is Rockin' and Rolling running a minute 11.59. And County Line Bunch takes home the win with a minute 7.19. I love it. I love it. Kyle Fuller driving and Lane Granberry outriding.
Okay, Adult Land Rush Wagons. So third place, Western Junkies, 14.94. Second place, Beyond Blonde, 14.53. And first place is the Stampede Edges, Beyond Blonde by 0.03 seconds with a 14.50. And that is Lisa Moss getting that win with the Stampede. They get the Wagon win, and then what's the Outrider section look like here?
So for third place, we have Jackson Bradley from Western Junkies running a 11.91. Second place is Jessica Strayer from Stampede running 11.47. First place is Jada Beachy from Not Quite Right running 11.28.
Youth Wagons. First place, JD Bradley, Stampede, 15.19. And I'm going to round it out here with the Youth Outriders. Second place, Levi Killens, 12.31. First place, Micah Stamps, 11.30. Congratulations, JD, on the Wagon win, and Micah Stamps getting it done in the Outrider. Looking at the Outrider times, if you kind of look at those, you'll see
they're
running right
they're
there.
within like a second or so. If
The adults.
If Micah had ran with the Adult Land Rush Outriders, he would have placed second, right behind Jada Beachy.
Yeah, that would have been a photo finish right there.
And then, JD is less than a full second behind the top three places for Adult Land Rush Wagons.
Youth coming on strong.
I love to see it.
Yeah, it's been really cool this year to see kind of the arc of how far the youth have come this year. And I don't know if it's just where my attention's been this year or what, or if I've settled in more to, going to all these races. But my goodness, like I've just really seen a lot of change in the youth performances this year. Like they've really come along and I love it. Yeah, it's going to be kind of fun when we get to the CWC Awards later this year at the end of the year.
It's going to be tough.
Who's going to get what? I don't know. But
it's going to be real tough.
But we still have work to do before then. Next weekend, October 4th, West Kentucky Chuckwagon race. That will be the second to the last event of the year. And then Outlaw Nation Chuckwagon race, October 31st through November 2nd. We will be at that race. And we'll have the crew there. We'll have Andy and everybody. It'll be I think a really, really cool and new way to round out a very competitive association race circuit. So don't miss that. And I imagine a couple weeks before that race, we'll get Chase on here and we'll be talking to Chase Outlaw. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah. So, Savannah, will you do the honors of our outro?
Honors? Oh, no. I've never done it before.
Yeah, I want to hear your outro.
Oh, God. Okay. Again, go on over. Let me start over.
Just clear the throat. Take a big old deep breath. One breath. It's always one breath. Just kidding.
Okay, again, go on over and subscribe and relive the ride at the Chuckwagonchannel.com. We have a ton of good stuff coming for you guys from Clinton, Loretta Lynn, the upcoming races, not to mention all these fun little tidbits we film in between, your interviews, your B-rolls, your fun moments. It's a great time to be a fan of wagon racing. I'm glad I'm here. I hope you're glad you're here. See you out on the track.
Boom.
Woo. Courtney, Jordan, I really need you to bring Riley to the Outlaw race. I've not seen my girl in a couple moons. I miss her.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.